Even though apparently the movie Akira is very different from the series, I can't believe that they made it work on that level that they did. And heavy metal, wow, John Candy, like, come on. John Candy was amazing. That whole movie, that's another great movie from my, I'll say my early teens that I just love. You know, and that one's so great also because that was, I think, what, 70s or 80s when that came out, so.
I think it's early 80s.
Yeah. The soundtrack to that's amazing. Amazing soundtrack. The Cheap Trick song on there is amazing, and Sammy Hagar, and wow.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. Like I said, I've heard of Akira, but I haven't heard of the other ones. Mm-hmm. Maybe Fritz the Cat. I've heard of Fritz the Cat.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Fritz the Cat.
So those have to check out.
I caught my brother watching Fritz the Cat a couple times. But Fire and Ice, I heard that Robert Rodriguez wants to do a live action version of that. So we might see that one come back.
Yeah. Let's see. Question number 3. Since the DC Cinematic Universe is off to a shitty start with Batman vs Superman.
You can say that again.
Yeah. So, if you guys had to restart the entire DCU in order to really be like Marvel, what would your ideal lineup of DC movies be in your newly revised DCU?
Wow.
That's a good question. That's a big what if. You know?
I would do a 3.5 hour drop Superman movie. Like, you know, from Krypton to Smallville to him growing up.
I was about to ask, would you bring back Brandon Routh or?
Wow.
I mean,
I don't know. I think if I was going to cast it that way, like with someone actually in mind, I would definitely do a Smallville spinoff and then tie all that together. You know, like have everything that happened after Smallville, and then start bringing in the other heroes. Kind of like Smallville season 11. It's a comic book, but it's like a season of the whole 11th season in comic book fashion, and they bring in Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman's got like 3 suits, and it gets pretty crazy. And it's like the Tom Welling Superman. It gets pretty insane, you know. He dukes it out with Batman, they team up. Doomsday comes back. It just gets crazy. There's time travel, there's everything, you know.
It's a good question though, because I think that's kind of another example of how they started too late and they waited too long to get the ball, like,
yeah,
to get things really gearing up for the Justice League.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, because
if you talk about Marvel nowadays, then probably they could have started back in like 2007, 8, when they were really, you know, they did Iron Man, they did Incredible Hulk, and you could have started at that point. I don't know if they would have brought back Brandon Routh for Superman Returns, but I don't know. I mean,
yeah, apparently they wanted to do like a really crazy Brainiac sequel, right? So I would love to. Yeah.
Other than what they did, how about that?
Yeah, like definitely.
I mean, that's my answer. Other than what they did, because to me, Batman vs Superman, and at this point, it's a fucking rush job.
Yeah.
Just to get to Justice League.
And to me, I just feel like they wasted every great opportunity and they wasted every arc. So for me, I can't really. That movie killed any curiosity I had of any great DC future. Unless they just scrap everything and start over again, I'm pretty much, I don't, you know. And that's a bold statement for me because I'm a diehard DC fan. So for me to say, like, I don't want to see any more DC movies, It's pretty sad. That's how
And
bad
you
that movie
said
was.
you're a hardcore DC fan, right?
Yeah.
So you have no agenda.
No.
People out there, this is coming from a hardcore DC fan.
Yeah.
You know?
I wanted to love that movie. Like, I really, really wanted to love it. And I was just, oh my god.
So that's, I would say that, other than what they did, I'll stick with that.
Yeah.
Question number 4, your favorite and most hated comic book movies that you guys have watched?
Oh, it was an animated one. Superman Doomsday. I don't know if you've seen that.
Is that your favorite or most hated?
That's my most hated one. I really didn't like that one. Because they had the opportunity, like this movie, like Batman vs. Superman, to do something incredible. And they totally fucked the pooch on it. My favorite one is Justice League New Frontier. That's my favorite DC. Definitely my favorite comic book. Like, I'm going by animated for this one. Because animated wise, I find that they're more truer to the source material. So, I'm going with that one. That's such a great movie. If anyone hasn't seen it, and definitely check it out. It's such a great little flick.
Because I got a few. My favorite movies, comic book, Batman from '89 is definitely one of my favorites. The Crow, comic book film, that's one of my favorites.
That's a great movie.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is technically a comic book film.
Yeah, all 3 of those are great.
Yeah. Let's see. Favorite comic films. Superman 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Let's see. Spider-Man. I was about to say Spider-Man. I'm not a fan of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Iron Man is one of my favorites.
Yeah, Iron Man was good.
Just trying to think of more comic book films. But I mean, that's just a few right there. Batman from '89, The Crow, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, first 2 Superman films. So there's some of my favorites. Most hated comic book films: Batman vs Superman. You'd have to mention that one. Batman and Robin, Catwoman. Fucking most hated. Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna get shit for that.
I really like the first 2 Blade movies also.
Oh yeah, forgot about those.
Yeah.
Blade. That's my favorite. It's not most hated, so don't confuse people. But yeah, those are some of my most hated. Batman, Robin, Batman, Superman.
Yeah. There's only one scene in that sequel, in the Blade sequel, that took me out of it. You know when he's fighting that guy at the end there, and I can't remember, the main Reaper guy, I forget what his name is.
Yeah.
And the guy grabs Blade by the feet and smashes him through the pillar. His glasses don't break. Like, his glasses stay on his head and they don't break, and his face goes right through concrete. And to me, that was kind of like, that shot took me out of the movie, but other than that, great movie.
Question number 6, and here's my last question to ask you. When people ask the film industry to come up with original ideas, what do these people mean by exactly? I ask this question because I firmly believe that all ideas come from somewhere else. I think true originality is nothing more than a pipe dream. What are your thoughts?
Wow.
That's a good question.
I don't know, I would like to see more, when it comes to original, I mean, I would just like to see things that haven't been addressed or haven't been thought of yet. I want to see movies that are completely new and out of the box, and just things that no one's ever thought of. Kind of like like Criminal, for example, where it's like you got this.
Oh, wait a second. We skipped a question.
Oh, yes, we did. Number 5.
Number 5. Yeah, your thoughts about bronies, adults who watch My Little Pony. So we'll get back to that question. I don't know why I skipped it. And it's something against bronies, but I'm not a brony.
Yeah, me either.
I know one person. He's still a friend, but I don't talk to him as much. But I know he's a brony. Well, actually, I know 2 people that are bronies. One I used to work with, and one who's a friend. And that's not why I don't hang out with them anymore. But I'm just not a brony.
Yeah, me either.
And if people out there that are bronies, more power to them. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, because I would assume that there are people who watch My Little Pony out there still, right?
Yeah.
I used to work at Toys R Us, and there's like a big want for My Little Pony right now, so, you know. I'm with you. More power to you, man.
But getting back to the question we were talking about, what were you saying?
Yeah, like, I would like to see more movies that have, like, well, when they say, like, original, I would be more inclined to say, like, originality, like, just stuff we've never seen. Like Criminal, for example, where you have a man who has no concept of emotion. He just does what he wants. He has there's no, what do you call that? There's no feeling of remorse, there's no sadness, there's no happiness, there's no love, there's no hate, there's no concept of any of that. You know, here's a very original idea where you take someone who comes from a severely abused childhood, where his mother told his father while they were driving. His mother tells his father that they're arguing back and forth, and she's like, "Oh yeah, well, this baby's not your baby." So the dad grabs the baby and fucking pitches the baby out the window. So from that, the kid gets like kind of like a brain damage, but he loses all concept of anything that has to do with emotion. And so this guy just becomes this crazy killer. And even when they go in to get this guy, to talk to this guy, and they have to trank him, and it's like tranking a wild animal. And that performance really comes through. I would say much more through the rest of the movie. The performance kind of lagged a bit. You know, they came from a really great original place, and then they kind of went back to the mainstream of getting back to action. Even though I saw a lot of First Blood Part 2 in there, in that whole beginning, a lot. And like anybody who sees that movie, you'll kind of, if you've read that James Cameron script, lights are gonna flash. But I would like to see more stuff like that. Just out of the box stuff we've never seen. You know, like Flying Man. Flying Man was great. Just stuff that we've never really seen. Like more Kung Fury.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, this originality doesn't want a pipe dream. I understand that. I know someone brought this point before when I talked about The Force Awakens, that they say, well, you know, Star Wars is not that original because even before that, like, Star Wars took note from this movie, or they took inspiration from this movie. So I get that. I don't know. The thing is nowadays is that there's little to no original ideas.
Yeah, very true.
And a lot of it is remakes and reboots, quote-unquote continuations that are just backdoor reboots.